Hi guys, good morning and happy Cinco de Mayo. So I'm not in our normal studio today because I'm going to be sharing with you a book on Epic this morning on our holiday that's happening today. Today is Cinco de Mayo, which means the 5th of May, and this is a Mexican holiday that the Mexican culture and U.S. culture and anybody who wants to celebrate. So today we're going to find out what exactly happens during these celebrations. Why does Mexican culture celebrate the 5th of May? And we're going to see some really beautiful pictures and some books and use some text features to learn just a few facts today. So that's why our news looks a little bit different. So before we start, I don't know if you can hear in the background yet, but I'm going to let you listen closer in just a second. I have some traditional mariachi music playing in the background. And that is some music that is played in the Mexican culture at Cinco de Mayo celebrations or just for anything. This is traditional form of music that is played by a mariachi band. In one of our books, we're actually going to get to see what that word looks like. So I'm going to turn this up for just a second and let you listen for just a second to what mariachi music sounds like. To move on to our book. So I chose this book because it just has really beautiful pictures and lots of information. And actually, before I get to that Crayola book, we're going to look at this one first. This is a book about Cinco de Mayo, and something that stood out to me about this book when I was looking through Epic was the table of contents. We've been talking a lot about text features and how they really help us to find the information we need. I really loved the pictures in the other book we're about to look at better, but I felt like this book gave me a little bit more information about what Cinco de Mayo actually is and why we celebrate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this book to get that information I'm looking for, and then once I have that, then I'm going to hop over to the book that I want to read for fun and to get a little bit more information. So using my table of contents, if I'm opening this book and I'm going, what is Cinco de Mayo? What even is that? What does it mean? Why do we celebrate it? I'm going to look down this list right here. Well, right here on my table of contents, if I want to find out what Cinco de Mayo is, I can look on page 6. That's what we use table of contents for. So I'm going to skip ahead to page 6. And on my header right here is what is Cinco de Mayo. It says Cinco de Mayo honors the Battle of Puebla. The Mexican army won this battle against the French. So lots of battles have happened here in the United States where we've had to go to battle over different countries, occupying our lands and things like that. So this was kind of one of those situations where they had to have a big battle and they won. So this is just a huge celebration of that victory from many, many years ago that we still celebrate. And it says the holiday also celebrates Mexican heritage. We're going to see the word culture in the other book, which we have been talking about. We've been following along with culture lessons with 3rd grade, or on my YouTube channel. There's some culture videos there. We were talking about how culture really describes who we are as far as our beliefs and how we celebrate things. This ties perfectly into our culture discussions. If we look here, so I really like this because this is a very important text feature. When I'm reading about a topic that I do not know a lot about, this is a really awesome tool. So I look here at some of these special text specific words here, and it's going to tell me how to pronounce some of these words. So I was not sure how to pronounce this a second ago when I was reading it, but if I look here, this is Puebla. Puebla. So I would have to go back and reread that. Cinco de Mayo honors the Battle of Puebla. And it tells me here, it's kind of spelled like it sounds. So if you see things like this in your text, especially nonfiction, when you're not familiar with the topic, please use this to help you kind of understand how to say those words. And right here is the type of music I let you listen to just a second ago. This is the word mariachi. And if I didn't know how to say that, I would look over here. Mariachi. mariachi. So I just happen to know that because I have friends that listen to mariachi bands and they're the Mexican culture. So I actually knew how to say that word. But over here, that's a huge text feature I wanted to point out for you. And so when I flip through here, it just gives us some more information about, we honor this day in Mexico in this town, and we're going to get to how we celebrate that here in the United States as well if you're Mexican American and live here. But I really just wanted to use this book to answer my very first question. And if I wanted to, I could skim the rest of the table of contents and see if there was anything else in here that I wanted to look at before hopping over to my other book. So now I'm going to show you what I'm super excited for. This book, and we're going to have to go back because I flipped through it. So, like I said, this book is called Crayola, Cinco de Mayo Colors. So this is a Crayola book just like your crayons, and it really points out lots of the colors, but it also gives information. And like I said, this book just has beautiful pictures of the costumes and the celebrations. I love this book. So we're going to start this book now. It says, Celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is Spanish for 5th of May, May 5th. It is a day to celebrate Mexican history and, there's our word, culture. You can see over here pictures of foods, things that they wear, and we're going to be looking at those celebrations now. Many people in the United States celebrate Cinco de Mayo. They have festivals and parties. Lots of people are called Mexican American because they were born in Mexico or of Mexican culture, but they live in the United States or they moved here. So there are Cinco de Mayo celebrations happening all across the United States on this day by people that have Mexican heritage. So these celebrations do happen here as well. And you can see here some of the pretty dresses in the parades and how they celebrate. People celebrate Cinco de Mayo with parades. They wear masks and colorful costumes. And again, if you've been following along with some of my culture lessons on my YouTube channel, we were actually comparing our own culture to the Maasai African tribal culture. And we were saying that they celebrate with parades, and that's something that the United States culture has in common. And now I'm seeing that that is something that Mexican culture also has in common. So even though our cultures are very, very different, there are so many things that are in common that we do have in common with each other about how we celebrate. So I thought that was interesting. Our caption right here says, how many colors do you see? Pink, blue, and green flowers decorate a parade float. Wave to the people in the parade. You can see some kids here sitting on the float, waving in the parade. You can see that they're all wearing similar clothing, traditional clothing, and you can see over here some of the decorations, these flowers, the colors. Music and dancing. Red and green maracas make a happy beat. A guitar plays along. So these are just some of the instruments that they use in celebrations, so maracas and guitars. And right here in this caption, it says music is everywhere on Cinco de Mayo. And that is super important to know that that's such a huge part of their celebration is music. Yellow and blue dresses swing as dancers move to the music. You can move to the music too. This is my, hands down, my favorite dress of this whole book with all these pictures. I love this dress. I love this blue one behind her. I just think this is so beautiful and very special about this culture. Dancers wear special clothes for Cinco de Mayo. Boys wear black hats called sombreros. Girls wear long, colorful dresses. You can see that here. Yummy colors. Cinco de Mayo even has colorful food. Red salsa and green guacamole taste great with chips. So you can see salsa, guacamole may be a food that you at a Cinco de Mayo party or any kind of party gathering for people with from the Mexican culture or not, anybody. I love guacamole, I love salsa. I have those at my own parties, and that's another way that I can point out some similarities that I have with the Mexican culture. Red, yellow, and orange peppers make food spicy. Pink and blue frosting on churros is sweet and delicious. Churros are actually a Mexican dessert. You can see that here. And it says, are you feeling hungry? Fun and festive. Paper banners fly high in the blue sky. People make many colorful decorations for Cinco de Mayo. You can see here some of the unique paper decorations that they use to decorate with. Bright piñatas are filled with candy. Children take turns hitting the piñata with a stick. When the piñata breaks, candy goes everywhere. So think right now, how many of you guys have had a piñata at your birthday party? Probably a lot of you, and a lot of you that are not of Mexican culture. And so now we know kind of where that tradition originated. And again, one more thing that we have in common. Colors are everywhere on Cinco de Mayo. What colors do you see? Again, some beautiful decorated things here and dresses with patterns and bright colors. And at the end of the book, it has a copy in color section. And then at the very back, you have a glossary of all these specialized words about Cinco de Mayo if you want to see what some of them meant. Again, this book, and I'll flip back to the first page so you can see, is right here. So hopefully you guys were able to learn some facts about Cinco de Mayo today, why that is celebrated and how that's celebrated, and just some of the really special things that make the celebration and this holiday unique to this culture. And I hope that you guys have time today to go on to Epic and type in Cinco de Mayo into the search bar and pull up some books on your own and try to find some new facts that maybe we didn't learn here. There are also some really great videos on YouTube, especially on PBS Kids, that go into more specifically about Cinco de Mayo and why it's celebrated. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.